pretty good right now. He and the Ghost are pulling away from Frank Kimmel here a little bit.
Rob Brent in that 36 car in the 4th spot is catching Frank Kimmel. He has caught Frank Kimmel.
Yeah, I think Frank's car's just got real tight with him, and they're going to have to make an adjustment when they make their pit stop. Frank's got the car, but I think right now the handles come off of it a little bit.
Bob Brent to the inside. The 6 of McReynolds hit the wall.
Uh-oh.
So he's slow on the racetrack, and he's on the access road coming off of turn number 3.
Yeah, that must have happened going across the tunnel over there, which is so easy to do.
Yeah, no caution as of yet. See what the damage looks like. Maybe a right front tire may have went down on that car, DW.
Yeah, looks like the right front tire is definitely cut down, and I'm sure that's probably what led to making contact with the wall. Damage is not too severe. Get in here, you got to stop sometime.
So Brandon McReynolds, who was running in the top 10, gets into the wall. They go to work on the right side of that race car.
When you look at the damage on the car, it's almost obvious that the right front tire just cut down. I'm not even sure if he may have scraped the wall, but he didn't drive into it.
They go to work. Looks like they're going to put 4 fresh ones on this car. And away he goes. So Brandon McReynolds, and there you see father Larry McReynolds standing behind pit wall.
Brandon's had such tough luck in the 2 ARCA races he's been in. He had a problem, something went through the radiator. Actually, both races that he's been in. I think at Dayton he had a problem, and then at Talladega he did, but came back out and ran with the leaders.
Ran really well at Talladega and was up in the top 10 before he had that problem. Then came back out after fixing it and ran with the leaders, ran his way all the way up to the very front. Look at right side of your screen. That's right up and right through the tunnel turn there.
Right there, Phil, the tire is down, and he's chasing the thing up the hill. Did a nice job of keeping it out of the wall, not tearing the car up any worse than he did. I don't think there's much damage except to the tire.
Yeah, a lot of damage to that tire.
Brandon McReynolds' season thus far. Salem was 26th, Toledo 23rd. So he's trying to improve on that. You see the flagman with the crossed flags.
That went by in a hurry, didn't it?
We are at halfway. That was Bert Thomas giving us the halfway point. Craig Gose still chasing Mikey Kyle around the racetrack. Mikey's got a 1.4 second lead.
These guys do definitely have to make a pit stop.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the ARCA rules mandate that you have to stop by lap 40 in this race. So we're only 15 laps from a mandatory pit stop.
Here comes a 41 car on pit road. I'm not sure if this is probably looks like just a routine stop here, getting it done.
Dylan Moltz started 16th. Young man out of Waterford, Connecticut that we heard Richard Petty talking about.
Actually, I think the 41 car Moltz is actually running hot, or at least it's got a lot of steam coming out of it as it sets on pit road.
Jim Trado, what's going on with Brandon McReynolds?
Well, lap 15, he radioed in, guys, and said the car was rolling over on the right front real bad. And then as the tire went down, he said it was snappy loose at exit. So he was fighting the handling on that race car. It might have just been the car loading on that right front that popped that Hoosier radio that he brought down pit road on the interliner.
Mikey Kyle, Craig Gose, and Rob Brent, 1, 2, 3. All 3 of them separated by less than 1 second. Wildlife Management mid-race summary. Mikey Kyle out in front. We've had just 1 lead change. It was Frank Kimmel who led the first portion of this race, and then Mikey Kyle took that top spot away. 1 caution for 3 laps. That came right at the beginning of this race.
Had a change for second place there, going off of turn 1 over there.
Rob Brent made a nice move to get by. Let's take a look back at this, Darrell.
Looks like the 81 car Ghost. He got to pushing up the hill right here, and it gave Brett a real nice run off of turn 1, and he's able to make the pass going down the back pretty easily.
Rob started back in the 11th position, has already made his way halfway through this race up into the 2nd spot, and right behind our leader, Mikey Kyle.
He is closing. That 36 car is coming. Look at him, Phil. He's able to run the bottom in turns 1 and 2. Hops across the bumps and doesn't seem to upset the car too bad.
Rob Brent had his best finish earlier this year at Palm Beach, which was a 2nd place finish. You see Patrick Sheltra 5th in the points on pit road now, making his stop.
should be scheduled stops. Then these guys know that they're going to have to stop one time, at least before lap 40, Wendy.
Yeah, Patrick Shelter has been free from the center off, but he's quickly made his way up. Remember, he had to go to the rear of the field for the start of the race due to an engine change. His car has been sideways from the center off as he slides to a stop. He does have some damage around that left front tire. I'm looking at it. It's one round of wedge in the left rear to tighten up the loose condition. His front tire changer takes a tumble. It's 4 tires, and it looks like they're probably going to pull on that damage a little bit on that front fender. But Patrick Shelter has a lot of ground to make up. He's one of our first cars on pit road.
Patrick had a tough time getting the car in gear, and I'm not sure he's in first gear now, DW.
I believe he may have torn up some gears when he dropped the jack and he popped the clutch. Sounded like something happened to the transmission.
There's Mikey Kyle in the 25, and right behind him, Rob Brent in that 36. That's 1 and 2. And Rob Brent continues to chip away at that lead that Mikey Kyle had.
Yeah, these two cars have driven away from our third place car, Craig Ghost, right now.
Whoa, a piece of debris there just flying up off of turn 3. Big piece of aluminum, looked like a crush panel out of somebody's car.
Looked like it came out of the 59 of Will Kimmel. Again, they continue to battle for that top spot. Wendy?
The transmission and the caution does come out. Turns 3 and, or I'm sorry, transmission has gone out in gears 3 and 4 only for Patrick Sheltra.
And we're hearing debris from the ARCA Racing Series officials.
Yeah, we saw that debris
big piece of
coming
debris off
turn
turn 3 down here. It looks like a crush panel.
Yeah, I think the ARCA Racing officials waited a moment to see if that would blow off the racetrack. When it did, and they felt like they had to get the caution flag out here to get the debris picked up.
Right now is when you wish you'd have made that early stop. Got your work done, got your tires on, and then you could get right up to the front of the field on the restart.
So does Patrick Shelter have the advantage now?
He lost a lap.
If he could have stayed on the lead lap, he would have.
He wasn't close enough to the front to have done that and got out without losing a lap.
Plus, he lost his transmission when he tried to leave.
Mikey Kyle scored as our leader. We'll see how they do on pit road. Stay with us here on Speed. He's on Speed. Past the halfway point, 19 laps to go. Our Aaron's lucky dog goes to Will Kimmel in that number 59.
Yeah, this caution flag is going to be very timely for a lot of guys. Frank Kimmel being one of those. Obviously, Frank needs to make some sort of an adjustment. He had lost contact with the leaders. He was about 8 or 9 seconds behind when the caution flag came out.
Yeah, if they free him up a little bit, I mean, we've seen he's got the speed. They free him up a little bit, take a little wedge out, get that car where it's not so tight through the corner. Kimmel will be right back up to the lead, I believe.
We are on lap number 32.
14 cars right now on the lead lap. Will Kimmel will make 15 when he receives Aaron's lucky dog.
And it looks as though Mikey Kyle will bring the field now onto pit road, and we will go down to Jim Trado.
Well, Rob Brent went from 33rd to 3rd by lap 40 here in June. He started 11th, now into the 2nd position in the Orchard Dodge Jeep number 36. He's in the middle of your screen. First one to hit his pit box. As we see race leader Mikey Kyle on top of the screen come down. The car, he said, was free on exit of turn 2 and 3. Did Mikey Kyle on the top of your screen in the 25 machine. The leader said the car is good in turn 1. 1/2 round down on the right side track bar is only the adjustment they're going to make on Mikey Kyle's car. The car in the middle, Rob Brent complained the car was tight everywhere. The 36 car now getting 4 tires as well on the end of a pit road. Let's now head down to Wendy.
We've documented how tight the race car has been for Frank Kimmel. They are going to go up 2 rounds in the track bar to loosen them up, and some air pressure adjustments as well. 4 tires. He said he's been tight in 1 and 2, some in the middle and out of the turns as well. He does have a tire going down pit road. His left rear tire is now in. The 16 of Joey Coulter just barely misses it.
Craig Ghost is going to win the battle off pit road. We saw the 25 of Mikey Kyle have a problem. They did not have his jack jacked up enough. Watch this now. They're not going to get the car high enough on the right side. See the jack let itself down? The handle's twisted. They have to jack it back up. He had about a 25 or a 6-second pit stop. That allowed Craig Ghost to win that battle off pit road.
They're lucky that 25 car didn't fall off that jack when it went down with the tires off of it. They really lucked out there.
So Mikey Kyle coming in first, trying to hold on to that spot. Kimmel, though, he came back out of off pit road in the 8th position, so a very difficult pit stop for Frank Kimmel as they made some major adjustments to that race car, trying to make it a bit faster, see if he can get back up to the front. ARCA Racing Series 125 here on Speed. Racing Series 125 from Long Pond, Pennsylvania, and the Pocono Raceway. The field getting back in line for the restart. Kimmel's troubles on pit road.
Watch this left rear tire when the tire changer takes it off. He thinks it's going to lay down, but it doesn't. It bounces away right in front of Joey Coulter in the 16 car. See, Frank is able to leave his pit right there. Joey Coulter looked like he caught that tire with the back left side of his car. Yeah, and spun it back towards pit wall.
I'd actually say Frank a penalty, because had it rolled out into pit lane, they would have probably had to penalize him, but because he got hit and knocked back in, no penalty.
No harm, no foul for Frank.
This Thursday Speed is your action destination. First at 8, Tempers Flare on the all-new Pinks All Out from Maple Grove. Then at 10 on an all-new battle of the supercars presented by Michelin, the Corvette ZR1 challenges the Viper SRT1 for the ultimate American supercar. It all begins Thursday night at 8 Eastern on Speed.
How about this now? This is the first 10 races. Bobby Garrett, who's won a Daytona 37 times, is the only
little exaggeration.
Is the only guy that had ever won a race before in the ARCA Racing Series. Justin Marks gets a big win on the road course at West Palm Beach in the rain, and Steve Arpin goes back-to-back at Salem in Texas, and then all first-time winners after that, starting with Dakota Armstrong.
And Rob Brent's right up there in this race. Could add to that list today.
And look at the difference in all those disciplines that they raced in. I mean, you know, you got the 2.5 mile super speedway, road course, half-mile Salem, Texas 1.5 mile, 2.5 mile Talladega, Toledo, a little half-mile, Mansfield, what's it, a little bit of a quarter mile.
About a 4/10.
Yeah. And the Bill France 4 award, the Bill France 4 Crown Award coming up.
Talk about versatility. Now look at this, Darrell. You got a 0.4 of a mile racetrack in Grand Rapids at Berlin, then the road course you were talking about in New Jersey, then a mile dirt at Illinois State Fairgrounds in Springfield, and then a 1.5 mile super speedway at Chicagoland.
You definitely deserve some sort of an award if you can do that.
That is the Bill France 4 Crown Award. That will go out to the best finisher in those 4 races.
Guys, we're only going to have 15 laps to go here when we start this race.
Coming up on the restart, again, just 2 cautions. The second one for debris.
Remember now, these ARCA Racing Series does not do the double foul shootout style restarts. Brandon McReynolds is actually on the tail end of the lead lap, and he will restart this race from the front. Craig Ghost was back several cars in line.
Craig Ghost, your race leader in the number 81. Rob Brent in the number 36 is behind him. Sheltra moves up the racetrack a bit. Looks like he's going to lose that lap that he was trying to hang on to as they go through 1.
Well, they get a little squirrely here on these when you got fresh tires, low air pressure, getting all wadded up. We've seen this act, boys.
Rob Brent looks to the outside of Craig Ghost for the lead, and he's got it.
3 wide down in the tunnel turn. It's been pretty much a disaster, but they've sorted it out, seems like.
Yeah, Craig Ghost is mired back behind some of the slow traffic, and sideways goes the 82 of Sean Corr. Hang on, off the racetrack, Sean.
Whoa now, whoa now.
It's not where you want to be.
All the drivers do a great job of avoiding Sean. Caution flag is out again, and that will give Brandon McReynolds a lap back for sure. Among potential others, Patrick Shelter, I think right now, is being shown in front of Rob Brent, as well as Chad Hockenbraugh.
Good job on Brandon's part.
How about Rob Brent making the move around the slower lap traffic?
Well, you know, we said the tunnel turn, when you go in there all wadded up like that, something's got to give.
There's the 82. There's the 17 of Chase Mattioli. He gets into the back of Sean Corr in the 82 car. Sean does a nice job of not letting that car back up into the outside wall.
Well, he was getting close over right here when he lets the brake off and lets it roll back right here. I said, no, don't do that.
And he locks the brakes down here. There's another view. You see he's already sideways. The contact has already happened between the 17 of Chase Mattioli. That's probably some of the grass that Chase Mattioli used to cut when he was a youngster, I would think.
Yeah, probably so. 82 is going to have quite a bit of nose damage. It definitely crinkled the nose up quite a bit.
See the AARP of Benny Chastain. Here's what he had to maneuver through.
That's when you rely totally on your spotter, that other set of eyes.
Again, Sean Corr in the 82. Turned around, brings out our 3rd caution on lap 36.
And as of now, Brandon McReynolds, Chad Hockenbraugh, and the 60th Patrick Sheltra are making their way back around the catch to the tail end of the field.
Plus, we'll have a lucky dog.
And it just happens to be former winner at this racetrack, Chad McCumbee, in the number 1.
That will give us 19 cars on the lead lap here when we start this race.
Rob Brent, how will he do out in front? He was able to get by Craig Ghost. Ghost dropped all the way back to 4th. Dakota Armstrong now up in the 2nd spot. Justin Marks in 3rd. Stats and results from the track. Stay informed and make your best fantasy picks for Speed Fantasy Racing using Speed's comprehensive NASCAR stats for the latest practice and qualifying reports, race results, and driver standings. Get more at the NASCAR section of Speed.com.
You talked about Frank Kimmel coming off pit road in the 8th position. He's already made his way back up into the top 5, right now running 5th, right behind the 81 of Craig Ghost. Craig Ghost actually now is being shown in the 3rd position, and Justin Marks now in the 4th position.
Jim Trado, what's happening with the 16?
The 6 car came in pit road, the 6 of Brandon McReynolds, because the right front fender had damage. They were worried about that. Yes, they got that lead lap position back, but they wanted to put 4 tires on here. Crew Chief Wayne Carroll said, you got 12 laps left. Let's get what we can. McReynolds going for the W here, but the right front fender, more so than the tires, are the reason why that 6 car came down pit road.
I like that 36 car. I mean, what did we said? 8 winners and 9 races, right? And he hadn't won.
8 first-time winners. And the restarts with just 12 laps to go. Out in front, Rob Brent making his way into turn number 1.
There's Frank Kimmel, looks to the outside of Justin Marks. That is a battle for the 4th position.
Ooh, Frank, watch out here now, bud. A little tight right there.
Make sure he knows you're there.
Yeah, squeezing in that. Yeah, he made it. Of course, Frank's got such a rocket ship down that straightaway. If he can get a little room there, he can get through.
Puts him all the way up to the 3rd spot, DW.
Well, I felt like if he worked on that car into that pit stop and got that push out of it, we know he's got a fast race car.
Up into the 3rd position, Rob Brent, Dakota Armstrong, 1 and 2. There's Patrick Sheltra in front of that group. 43, a little bit slow. Looked like he got into the wall. That's Kyle Martell. Look at Patrick Sheltra in this 60.
Watch the 43 slide up there. Perfect. And I'm going down on the bottom.
Got 3 in 1 turn right there. Good move.
We talked about Frank moving to the 3rd spot. Frankie's actually in the 4th position. Dakota Armstrong 2nd. Craig Ghost now running 3rd.
There's your top 4.
A 36 car. I don't know what he did, but he's checking out on these boys.
Coming down to 10 to go this time.
His lap time, Phil, 56.1 on our leader here, 36. The 22 car running 2nd, 56.7. He's got 7 tenths in the bank.
You think he can smell that first win, DW?
Ooh, I think he knows that statistic.
There's Mikey Kyle, remember, one of our early strong cars. Goes to the bottom of Tim George Jr. Here's Joey Coulter up in the loose stuff on the high side of above the grip strip.
Joey Coulter way up high. There were 2 and 3 wide. Little contact there. Tim George Jr. in the 31 just in front of the 16.
Tim George Jr. is very, very fortunate that Joey Coulter didn't force the issue and turn him head on into the wall.
Yeah, he's got a fender into the tire now.
Yeah, that's Joey Coulter's left front fender from that contact with the 31 of Craig Ghost.
Just trying to force it in there when there really wasn't any room, and he gets damage on the fender. Now he's probably going to have to come to the pit road and fix that. Well, let's see how many laps we got to go. 10 to go. Might make it.
10 laps remaining. We saw Bobby Gerhart in number 5 shoot out to the bottom of the racetrack and then came down the front stretch. There's the damage to the 16.
That's UGLY right there.
Watch now, Joey goes to the outside. Mikey Kyle just drove by the 31 on the inside.
Just not quite enough room right here.
Not quite enough room. They were 4 wide for a moment off that corner.
Got a pretty hard lick on that left front fender. I don't know if that'll make it or not. That tire, pretty serious rub.
There was how close it was there.
Yikes.
You saw the 31, the fender on the 31 get peeled back as well. So Rob Brent trying to make it 9 first-time winners in the 2010 season.
There's a great battle back there. There's the 31 of Tim George, the 58 of Chad Hockenbraw. There's Bobby Gerhardt. There's Brandon McReynolds joining that battle.
Yeah, Brandon's doing a great job. He got that lap back now and got fresh tires on the car, and he's been pretty aggressive here, making some good passes. If you got it, buddy, use it. Now's the time.
Tim George Jr. just in front of Joey Coulter, then Brandon McReynolds. Right behind them, the 58 of Chad Hockenbraw.
Chad's going to go to the bottom of the racetrack. Going to be tough sledding down there, but Joey Coulter's doing a nice job. See if he's able to get by that 31 of Tim George, and he has.
And he waved.
That bottom is actually pretty good now. I think if I was in this race, I'd probably try to use the bottom in 3. Looks like it's working pretty good these days.
8 laps of racing to go. We go up front to Rob Brent. He has a 1.6 second lead over Dakota Armstrong. We'll slip away for the final break and be back to show you the final laps here in the ARCA Racing Series 125. Way out front, Rob Brent has a 1.8 second lead over Dakota Armstrong.
3 wide right here, back for the 4th position. The 77 on the inside, Tom Hessert. 32, Justin Marks, and there's Frank in the 44.
Frank's car's a little tight. It's still a little tight, Phil. He has to get up high coming off a corner. Hurts his straightaway speed a good bit.
And Frank lost a couple spots in the last lap here, back to the 6th position.
Justin Marks up to 4th. Craig Ghost still holding on to the 3rd position as he trails Rob Brent and Dakota Armstrong.
Nice recovery by Patrick Shelton. Remember, he stayed out in front and got his lap back on the last caution flag. He's made his way all the way up into the 7th position. Made a nice move just a moment ago. This is how he got the 7th spot here. He's on the inside of Mikey Kyle. Gets completely sideways.
My.
Never backs off.
Mikey Kyle was so strong. Now he's mired back in the 8th position.
I'd have had to back up there a minute and got my breath before I he just keeps right on charging forward.
So Shelter running 7th, Mikey Kyle back in 8th. Out in front, Rob Brent.
Right now, Rob Brent, though, is just kind of got on cruise control.
Just 6 laps of racing remaining from Pocono.
How about that 17 car right there? Chase Mattioli doing double duty today. He's never had a top 10 finish here in ARCA's Racing Series. Right now being shown in the 10th spot. Don't you know he's going to have some proud family members here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania?
Most definitely.
Had a great run going in June here, DW, and broke a drive shaft on pit road. Looked like he had a top 10 finish going then. This time maybe he can get to the end.
You know, 17 is a good number for him. You can run good here with a 17 on your car.
95's a good number.
95 works. 11.
How about
88.
How about a 32 or a 77 with Justin Marks and Tom Hessert? Those work?
They're working for them. They're making it work.
Then Justin Marks in the 4th position. Tom Hessert in 5th. Move our way back to the 7th spot.
That battle continues. Mikey Kyle, the 25, tried to get back underneath the 60 of Patrick Shelton. Not able to do it that time.
Don't know what happened to that 25 car. He was so good, and they had that problem in the pits. Nothing happened to the car, but he's been going backward ever since they made that pit stop. Must have made an air pressure adjustment or something the car didn't like.
Running 2nd, Dakota Armstrong in the number 22. Wendy, what are they thinking? Do they have a chance to get by the number 1 truck or car of Rob Brent?
Well, as our laps are just flying by here, Dakota Armstrong has had a pretty good car, and the car has felt pretty good. But here's what's interesting. Before our caution and we came to pit road, by the middle of a run, his car would lose a little bit of grip. Now, they didn't make any adjustments when they came down pit road at lap 33. It was just 4 tires and fuel. No adjustments for Dakota. But we do know that his car did lose grip in the middle of the run. So I'm interested to see these final 4 laps if he can gain any ground on our leader, Rob Brent.
Well, Rob Brent, I mean, DW, you must have You must have pegged it. He has figured out that he could be that next first-time winner because he has a 2.5-second lead now over Dakota Armstrong.
And pulling away. I mean, he's at a 55.0 that last time by, and Armstrong is at a 55.3, so he got 0.3 almost every lap by.
Battle for 10th. And 17 you were talking about. Chase Mattioli and Brandon McReynolds.
Brandon obviously trying to get his best career finish here in the ARCA Racing Series. Has had a tough luck to 2 races he's run earlier this year.
I think Brandon he's a little bit quicker, Phil, but he maybe figured out how to get by him right here.
Not going to quite have him cleared up off of turn number 1. There's Joey Coulter. Ooh, trouble with the 28 car.
Slows down. That's Steve Fox in the 28s.
No caution as of yet.
Way out of the groove now as he's trying to get onto pit road.
Coming on pit road, I think we'd be fine here. We shouldn't have a caution.
He's turning. He's not going to be able to make it onto pit road. It looks like he's going to stop on the access road before pit road.
He may be determined to be enough out of the way that the ARCA Racing officials may leave the.
I think we get the white flag this time by, so
I think they may feel like he's out of the way enough, DW, to go ahead and finish this thing.
I think he is, Phil. Put these 2 cats here, these 2 white cars coming at you. Brandon McReynolds and Chase Mattioli, they are having a whale of a battle here for that 10th spot.
Rob Brent, less than 2 laps to go for his first win in the ARCA Racing Series.
And remember, in the ARCA Racing Series, if you get the white flag and something happens and the caution comes out on the last lap, we will replay that last lap.
We'll do it again. We'll go until we get a green flag lap for the checker. This time by, Rob Brent's going to see the white flag. 1 to go for Rob Brent.
There's a couple lap cars in front of him. Good battle right there for the 4th position. Justin Marks, Dakota Armstrong, or Tom Hessert, I'm sorry, and Justin Marks. Tom Hessert able to get by for the 4th spot.
It's probably the most intense lap of the race, particularly if you're the leader right now. I said, please, please, no caution. Let's get this thing over with.
Tom Hessert just in front of Justin Marks. So it's Rob Brent, Dakota Armstrong 3.2 seconds back. Craig Gose is running in the 3rd position. He won here earlier this year. Tom Hessert running 4th. Justin Marks is 5th.
One more corner for Rob Brent. He was able to get through the tunnel. No problem.
This car has just been an amazing car today. It's fast, it handles good, and he's done a great job of driving it. Looks like if he can get off turn 3 here, come to the line, checkered flag in the air, got us another first-time winner.
Rob Brent becomes the 9th first-time winner in the 2010 season.
There's that battle for 4th. Tom Hessert, the 77, able to get by Justin Marks, our point leader. What an incredible statistic. We've had 11 races, 9 of those winners, first-time winners.
And 10 of them different. 10 different winners in 11 races. And as you mentioned, 9 first-time winners.
Brian Silas with a nice top 10 finish back in 9th, and Brandon McReynolds got by that 17, got him a top 10.
Good for him.
Winning crew chief standing by with Jim Trado.
Dave Liner told me before the race, you've been at this for 17 years. You told me before the race as well. We think we have a car that can win. How'd you do it, Dave?
Well, our guys work really hard, and Rob did a fantastic job today. I got to thank Mike and Dorothy Allgaier for giving us the opportunity to do this. Orchard Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, they provide us with the funding to do this. I am so excited. Rob Brent, man, he did the job. I told you he could do the job.
Trying to get you wore out the asphalt here, pacing back and forth. Were you nervous, or you just hoping for the finish to come sooner than it did?
I was just hoping that the caution didn't come out. You know, we took off. He ran his fastest lap of the weekend on lap 40 right after that restart. He took off and he proceeded to run faster laps yet, and he ran the fastest laps the last 15 laps of the race. Awesome.
Dave Liner, the winning crew chief here, with a young man named Rob Brent. We'll talk to in Victory Lane.
Not before there's a little celebration that will take place on the front stretch.
He's going to have to work on his donuts a little bit to come up to Elliott's Sadler standard. That circle that Elliott got there when he won that truck race, pretty amazing.
Elliott looked like he was using a compass out there to make that circle as perfectly as it is around. Rob Brent's going to grab the checkered flag for the first time, and he will begin his celebration.
That's Elliott Sadler's circle right there.
That's a trademark. That'll be there tomorrow. You can watch that all day tomorrow.
Well, let's take a look at the new list that we have just added Rob Brent's name to.
A lot of red arrows on that list for first-time ARCA Racing Series winners.
That is unbelievable.
The veterans started it off, Bobby Gerhart at Daytona, and then from then we have had first-time winners. Steve Arpin, the only one who wasn't a first-time winner because of